Hello all, this is KVT Ramesh and I'm from Beej Networks. We are an angel network firm. We have invested, all the co-founders together, we've invested about 80 companies and our companies have been showing growth, a minimum of 4x for a lot of companies. And today, we're actually planning to make this company or make this network as the largest network of India for angel networks.
Hi, I'm Nikhil, Sethia, co-founder of Beej Network. So in past few years, we have made around 80 investments of around $1.5 million, and we have seen our portfolio appreciating by at least 4 times, which is around $6 million.
So please let us know, how did it all start?
That's definitely the question I really want to answer, because when we've been investing personally, all the co-founders of the company, we've been investing for last few years, and we are investing through different networks, so angel networks. And when we have seen angel networks, right from the time that we invest to the time that you get exit, they're actually eating away the profits of investors. So that's a pain point. We thought, okay, there must be a kind of network which is pro investor, who are working for investors, looking at lesser margins. That's what we thought, and that's when we thought, okay, why can't we start? Because we've been doing it, and we have friends who are interested in investments and all that. That's when all of us came together and we discussed about how we can do this, and what are the possibilities and all that. When we decided that this is very much possible and we can pull in people and all that, we've got into it. That's how this whole thing started.
And how has it been going from the time you've established Beej?
It's going pretty well. We have started Beej 3 months back, and in past 3 months we have made around 7 investments, and we have a network of around 210 plus people right now. Yeah, that's in past 3 months. So in total, we have 4 co-founders. I'm from Chennai. I'm Nikhil, Sethia. As you know, Mr. KVT Ramesh from Hyderabad, and again we have Mr. P.S. Suman, who's a corporate lawyer based out of Chennai, one of the top most corporate lawyers of the city. And then again we have Mr. Nikhil Jain from Chandigarh. He's made around personally he's made around more than 30-35 investments, and he's seen exits. He's seen many exits. And he's running a multi-crore company. So that's how we all got together, and we thought, let's form the network. And since we were able to get investors, we have been getting investments for many startups for other angel networks. So we thought, why not get investments for our own network? So that's how the idea of Beej came up, and we started the network.
So as we understand that Beej is more an investment pro and investment friendly organization, could you just shed a little bit light on how does Beej benefit the investors considering the given market scenario?
Absolutely, super question. Because like how I've started, when we have started thinking that we are the investors. We were not thinking like, okay, we have investor network, somebody else will invest. So we've decided we'll also invest along with the investor. So obviously, when we are bringing in the founders, when we are bringing in the startups, we are very, very clear on what kind of startups we have to bring in. So when a startup is coming, our idea of filtering those companies, if we get about 100 companies, we may filter maximum about 4 or 5 companies to bring it to our investors. So the filtration process, one of the key areas that we look at is the company already profitable or not? If not, how soon it can get into profits? These are the 2 main things that we think of. Obviously, what happens is our investors' money is already safeguarded by looking at that. And then because of one of our co-founders is from legal team, and one of our co-founders' father is a chartered accountant. So because of them, we have strong FDD and LDD, finance due diligence and legal due diligence happening. That's also very, very strong. So obviously, when you have so many things very, very strong, we are pro-investor. Obviously, we are not pro-startup, but we are more like pro-investor. So we look at investors' money to be safeguarded.
Could you just let us know about a success story which has happened in terms of investments? Something which has really provided a huge amount of impact in the market, which our audience would like to understand in regards with how Beej makes a difference and how they identify early gems and how they make sure that the investors are getting benefited out of it.
Yep. So it's too early to talk about it because we just 3 months old to talk about how investors got benefited. But then, we've invested in one of the tea giants from Chennai, and they've already seen growth. In 3 months' time, I'm talking about, they've already seen growth, and I'm sure it's going to give them exit very soon. So though we keep telling them it's about 3 to 5 years is what they have to wait for, but in this case, things won't look like it's that far, and they can maybe exit little early only. And then we recently found one startup, very starting stage. It's a fintech company, and that's also very promising company. That also we can clearly see that's one of its kind model, and that will also give good returns to our investors. On startup side also, in fact, we have made a huge impact on that, because that guy who's the founder of it is never into business at all. He was an employee who's working in Canada, and now after his idea, he moved to India, and then he started working on his product. And then once he came to that stage, we've decided, okay, we have to fund him, and then he is also super excited.
How the journey of Beej has been so long, and how have the investors in your ecosystem currently benefited out of it?
So it's been quite good. Since past 3 months, we have added many members, we have added many startups to our community, and of course, one startup I would like to speak about, as you told, what investors has benefited out of one of our startups. So switched mobility, which is an EV subscription model, mobility based out of Bangalore. When we invested, I think we were the second, we were co-leading the investment deal, and when we invested, there was only one guy, Kiritsu Forum, which was the lead. So after we invested, the money got multiplied, within days. So at 16 crore valuation, we had invested in the company, and he has mails from JPIN, he has mails from Sequoia, he has mails from Kiritsu Forum, San Francisco chapter. We want to invest at higher valuation. So that's how we have seen, the startup which we selected has to be pro-investor.
India is a very conservative market, and how are you making these people aware about the startup ecosystem and the benefits of investing in a startup ecosystem?
Oh, wonderful. See, though we think that India is very conservative in thinking and all that, but then off late you can see a lot of people are diversifying their investments. Earlier, if you see, they used to only buy lands or maybe buy gold. That's how Indian investment mindset was. But now today, if you see, a lot of people are getting into startup investments, a lot of people into trading, and a lot of people into different kind of investments. It's not just those typical Indian mindset kind of things. So now we can see that clearly. It's just that we have to create more awareness about this particular investment also. Initially, there are few people who think maybe this is something like mutual fund, which is not the fact. Mutual fund is a sort of liquid fund. This is not liquid fund. This is absolutely a liquidatable fund. So that is something, if they understand, if we can make them understand right from starting, if you set the right expectation, I think you can see more people coming into this. Second important thing is we need to show them how it is helping them, how it is already helping a lot of investors who've invested. How many of them have got exits? On an average, if they build a portfolio, on an average, what is their profit ratio? If they see that, then they believe it. India, I can tell you, when you compare with any other country, if they trust it, nobody can beat them. I think we'll become the world's largest startup ecosystem in the world. That you will see very soon. It's just about creating that awareness to them. Maybe that's exactly what all of us are as Angel Networks we are doing, right? See, another thing that I think is sometimes when people are coming into ecosystem, because initially they are not aware of it, they don't exactly know how it works. So right from starting, when we tell them this is how it works, so I tell people who are coming completely new, raw, so they have no experience at all in startup investment, I tell them, come and just first watch out. You don't invest, but look at the people who are investing. But be there in the ecosystem, be active. Maybe let's say that you have money, let's say around 20-25 lakh of rupees per annum. You can put it aside and put it in somewhere where you don't immediately expect that money back, or maybe that's not going to kill your cash flow. So that's not going to kill your monthly cash flow routines and all that. Then you just keep that money aside and keep looking at people who are investing. How they're actually growing, how their mindset is. Once you get confident, then maybe you can actually start investing slowly. Maybe so minimum tickets are sometimes 3 lakhs also, sometimes 2.5 lakhs also. So go for those minimum tickets and wait for 1 or 2 companies, and then you'll actually get the feel of it. And then slowly, automatically, nobody needs to educate you, because when you're playing the game, you know the game better.
That's a very interesting concept. I think a lot of young entrepreneurs, young investors who are looking forward to actually invest into something more potential should be able to make use of their time and invest into time rather than investing into other resources as well. So I think this is a very interesting concept, and we urge a lot of people to be a part of this ecosystem.
If I can add one more point, in fact, a lot of times when it comes to startup investments, there are people who think, okay, only businessmen can come and invest. But that's not the fact. Recently, what we have seen from Hyderabad, we are trying to build a startup for our network also. We're building a few investors there. Majority of them are coming from corporate companies, vice presidents and senior level management people and all that, because they have that additional fund they can spend on. It's not going to kill their monthly expenses and all that. So they're putting that money aside and they're treating this also as one of the investment opportunities, because this is a pure asset class. They're treating this as an asset class and keeping the money in this also. So that is another way, because people should not think that when it comes to investment, it's only.
So saying instead of investing in gold, invest into companies.
Invest into this.
That's amazing.
One of the investment opportunities.
So Nikhil, you're quite young, and in the startup ecosystem, we see a lot of veterans there. So among such people, what inspired you to come into the startup ecosystem so early as an investor, and how do you manage to be upbeat around such legendary investors in the ecosystem?
Of course, the returns. That's the one word answer. I think you were looking for the returns. And of course, I've been in business from the age of 12. In fact, when I was 14, I was in Visakhapatnam for 1.5 years, and again I moved back to Chennai. So I've been doing business from the age of 12, and of course, startups has been fascinating me. I've been attending pitch days from many other angel networks. They have invited us to attend their pitch days, and we have been attending them. Myself and uncle, both of them, we have been attending, and I think I've attended more than 200 plus pitch days till now. Yeah, so in couple of past couple of months, I've been seeing many pitch days from across many other angel networks. So what I've recently seen in one of the angel networks is a 17-year-old guy starting his own edtech startup, and that fascinated me. That was around 6 months back. The startup name is OLL. Maybe you can Google it and you can look at it. So that guy, he also started doing business at a young age, maybe 13 years old. He's made money from stock markets. He's multiplied people's money and given back. So I thought, of course, that's the same thing even I want to do. I want to multiply people's money and of course my money. Meanwhile.
That's amazing. I would really appreciate more youngsters like you to come into the startup ecosystem and make a difference. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, and we look forward to see a lot more of Beej in the startup ecosystem.